Hello, Internet! We are here on Showdown, and we've got a Lipard. I think you probably know me, reasonably well by now. I like my Lipard, and it feels like it's been a while since we've used one, so, it's probably been a few days, to be honest. I think it's been a bit longer than that, but, it's always nice to use. Maybe you recognise this team from Battle Spot a few weeks ago. It is the team that had the Yveltal in it. I did sort of, ponder at the time about maybe using a Kyurem in the Yveltal slot because I never took the Yveltal and the team was very weak to things like Thunderous, so maybe it can work out okay, maybe not, I don't know. I've changed up a few things with the team as well, a few other things. I've done a few sort of test games with it and it's been a bit 50-50 to be honest, very hit and miss, so I'm not really holding it in that high regard just yet, but maybe a few tweaks, maybe it could be quite good, or maybe not, I don't know. But either way, we'll try and win some games, obviously. That's the way to go with Pokemon, isn't it? Because we did put Kyurem over the Yveltal, I think we are a little bit weaker to Kangaskhan, so there is that, unfortunately. Weavile has always been a problem for this team, too, so that is not good as well. You know what, though? I'm going to go with Lipard Kyurem. Maybe worst case scenario is Weavile Kangaskhan lead, which there's a very good chance he will lead. Definitely Kyogre in the back. And I think Breloom is quite nice here. So there's Weavile, there's Talonflame, okay. So no Kangaskhan just yet. Maybe he wants to Mega Evolve his Rayquaza, maybe not. So we'll try and maybe trade Fake Outs. I'm going to go for an Icy Wind. I'm maybe expecting a Tailwind, but maybe not because both of his Pokemon are faster than mine. Although he could expect my Kyurem to be Scarfed, which it isn't. This one is not a Scarfed Kyurem, which is, not something you see every day. I do quite like Kyurem. Even outside of that Gravity team, I quite like it. It's such a chunky Pokemon. It can do lots of work. Okay, you just go for the Tailwind. Well, at least we break the Sash on the Weavile. And we do over half with the critical hit to the Talonflame. So even, a little weak Icy Wind from a Kyurem, that's not a weak Icy Wind. I do threaten with an Encore. He can Quick Guard that, but if he does Quick Guard, then his Talonflame's wasting his turn. So I'm going to Encore. He could switch out. If he switches out, then he's wasting that slot as well. So I'm going to Encore an Icy Wind. And I think I'll be alright, yeah. So he does Flare Blitz, which doesn't even do half to Kyurem. I did put some more bulk into this Kyurem. It can take, I think, a Life Orb Dragon Ascent from a Rayquaza. Obviously it can't right now, but it can do, so I can hit it back with an Icy Wind. So it's a bit of a bulkier one. Maybe we'll see the item on the Kyurem in a future game. Maybe the more eagle-eyed of you watching this will, see the item flash up when when I select it. But for now, I think, I don't know. The Precipice Blades will knock out both of these Pokemon. Nothing really wants to come in on the Precipice Blades either, unfortunately. So I guess, okay, so I'm going to taunt the Groudon in case it tries to go for a substitute or anything fancy like that. I didn't taunt the other slot just because, actually Lipard survives. I could have gone for a foul play there. That's obviously a jolly Groudon then. I didn't go for the taunt onto what was the Weavile slot because I thought it was maybe going to be either his Kangaskhan or his Rayquaza in the back. I'm kind of surprised not to see the Kangaskhan, to be honest. And I didn't think a taunt would be that useful on them, but, maybe it would have been nice to taunt the Ferrothorn. Don't know. Can Kyurem survive a Jolly Precipice Blades from here? It might do, actually. It might do. So, especially spread damage. So I'm going to try and taunt the Ferrothorn. Nah, I'm going to Encore, or am I? Nah, I don't really want I mean, he's got the Weavile, which has got its sash broken, so Breloom is quite important. I think I'm going to let Lipard go down here. Don't have Protect on it. Foul Play. Like, I don't really see any mileage from trying to taunt the Ferrothorn, because I think my Kyurem can survive a Precipice Blades, and I can Fusion Flare it. That's the move, isn't it? So, just in case of a miss, I'm going to Foul Play his Groudon and Fusion Flare the Ferrothorn. And yeah, Kyurem, you know, instinctive, calculations in my head, that's nice. Survives. And we knock out the Ferrothorn, which is really nice, because we've got Kyurem and Breloom in the back, which do take care of his Pokemon. Which one do I want to put in there? Because, like, we don't know if it's got Feint. It will have, you know, Fake Out. We have seen that. So the game is not over, because this Kyogre, I don't know. I mean, this Kyogre is Timid Max Speed as well, but I'm just thinking if we lose a Speed tie, that is the worry, I suppose. So I am going to put Kyogre out. The Tailwind has ended, so I guess we'll just think of it like this. If he goes for a Fake Out onto my Kyogre, I get an Icy Wind. If he goes out for a Fake Out on my Kyurem, I get a Water Spout. If he does Fake Out my Kyogre and you know, I get an Icy Wind, he Precipice Blades. The speed drop will mean that my Kyogre is definitely faster than both of his Pokemon, and we will still win the game. So I'm just going to go for a Water Spout and an Icy Wind. Icy Wind is such a good move. It's always been one of my favourite moves. I just haven't really used it too much this year. Yeah, and he does try and predict, you know, some Protect and just goes for a Feint there. So, you know, nice way to start off. As you can see, we have lost a few points from, you know, last time we played on, oh dear, last time we played on, that's exactly my team, isn't it? On Showdown. Ooh, okay, well, every once in a while it just happens, doesn't it? This is nasty, because that Quash is going to be a real pain for us. I don't know, Sizzle could be quite nice, actually. Lipard Sizzle. But then, yeah, we'll go Lipard Scizor with Kyogre and Kyurem. As you guys go with just the ghosts, okay. So I was a little bit more comfortable with this because Lipard has got Taunt on it. On the Battle Spot version that we used, it had Swagger. I've taken Taunt off the Thundurus in place of Hidden Power Water, and put the Taunt onto Lipard. So I'm going to Taunt the Gengar, Mega Evolve and Swords Dance here. I'm expecting a Gravity Hypnosis into the Scizor, to be honest. Maybe he could Protect and try and Taunt my Lipard, but well, he does try and Taunt the Lipard. He actually Sludge Bombs the Lipard as well, so okay, that's not so pretty. So I'm going to put Kyurem out, because I don't want to be losing any Weather Wars here. Gonna Icy Wind, and do I Bullet Punch the Gengar? Because I'm expecting the Gengar to switch. It's going to be either Whimsicott or Groudon. I think it's going to be Groudon. I am definitely going to Icy Wind though. And this is tough. I'm going to Bullet Punch the Sableye. Actually, he stays in. Okay. He quashes. Okay, I don't mind. Kyurem is slower anyway. He obviously thought I was Scarfed, you know, using my team. So, okay. He can't quash my Scizor because Sableye is slower, so I'm gonna Bullet Punch. I'm just gonna Icy Wind again and Bullet Punch the Gengar. Maybe he's gonna go for his Gravity this turn. So, what I could do maybe is actually Bullet Punch the Sableye to prevent it for, you know, prevent it going for Gravity. But would gravity be so bad? If he's got Whimsicott in the back, which he should do, then yeah, it would be quite bad. But I can't stop him trying to go for Grass Whistles anyway. A Dragon Pulse I don't think will knock out Gengar from here. I don't know, an Icy Wind did quite a bit of damage. Dragon Pulse is not really that much more powerful though, unfortunately. And another Sludge Bomb will knock out my Kira. Is he just going to let me Bullet Punch his Gengar though? I'm not sure if he will. So I'm going to Dragon Pulse the Gengar and Bullet Punch the Sableye. Okay. This Dragon Pulse does actually knock the Gengar out with a critical hit. So a bit of fortune there, I suppose. Expecting Groudon and Whimsicott. Oh, actually he's bringing his Kira and Groudon. Okay. So maybe, yeah, maybe he wasn't as desperate to get the gravity there because he hasn't got the Whimsicott in the back. Now, if that is exactly my team, the Kira Miscarfed, and it's just going to drop to a Bullet Punch. So I'm going to Icy Wind and Bullet Punch, and we should be winning the game because Kira is naturally faster than Groudon. We will get the speed drop. We have got Kyogre in the back, and we will definitely be faster. So, well, there you go. That was certainly an interesting turn of events, wasn't it? Yeah, and he forfeits. So we'll look for one more game, just because we've only been going for 11.5 minutes. We find a Big 6 team with a Whimsicott. I don't really like this. I'm going to go with Liepard, Thundurus, Scizor, Kyogre. This is the general sort of Big 6 thing, but I don't think anyone likes playing against Big 6, do they? You know, it's the big question, isn't it? How many Big 6 teams will be used when Worlds comes around? You know, because last year people sort of were maybe preparing a little bit more for, you know, Mega Gardevoir teams and maybe Mega Salamence teams who are a bit more of a thing in Germany and the United States, and Kangaskhan and the whole chalk thing just dominated Worlds. So is that going to happen this year? Will Big 6 become, you know, the new chalk, you know, if it hasn't already, you know? Because we, you know, at the Italian Nationals last weekend, we didn't really see any Big 6 teams going far into the tournament, I don't think. So, you know, that's promising for that, but I don't know. We will definitely see, won't we? Okay. Ooh. So we got our Scizor in there, and his Smeargle actually didn't protect. But it did move after Liepard, so I don't think it's Scarfed. If it was Scarfed and going, I mean, it could still be Scarfed. If it's Scarfed, it can go for a Taunt. If it's Mental Herb, then oh dear. It could be Mental Herb, the way he just freely allowed me to, you know, potentially taunt the Smeargle there. So, not happy. He could switch the Xerneas into his Groudon here. I mean, I can Sword Stance. I can try and Encore the Xerneas as well, but I'm not sure if he will keep it in here. I'm going to try and taunt the Smeargle, but I'm just going to hope it isn't Mental Herb. I think it will be, though. Oh, okay. Okay. So it is Mental Herb, but he burns it on the Follow Me. He basically tried to stop me going for the Encore on his Xerneas there. So I don't mind that too much. No evasion boosts yet, thankfully. He's surely got to go for another Follow Me, or protect his Xerneas and try and do something with Smeargle. Else I can just still attack the Xerneas, or, you know, Bullet Punch it or Encore it. So I'm going to go for a Taunt on the Smeargle again and just protect the Scizor here. Yeah, good, he didn't protect the Smeargle. I was worried about him protecting the Smeargle there. Liepard goes down, which is unfortunate, but it happens. But maybe Thundurus isn't the best of choices to bring to games like this, because yeah, it really isn't, I don't think. Because his Xerneas is just going to protect here, and all he has to do is switch the Smeargle into either his Kangaskhan or his Salamence for the Intimidate drop, or the Groudon. So, I suppose if it's the Groudon, then I can bring in the Kyogre. So I'm not too worried about Groudon. Maybe I'm a little bit more worried about Salamence or Kangaskhan. So I'm just going to go straight for a Thunderbolt on the Smeargle slot, and is surely going to protect his Xerneas, isn't he? Surely. Or is he? I'm going to Swords Dance again. Maybe this is too greedy. Maybe this is too greedy. I'm definitely going for a Thunderbolt, but I'm just thinking, like, we haven't seen either of his back Pokemon yet. If it's Kangaskhan, then it would be nice to go for a Bug Bite on it. If it's Salamence, then a Bullet Punch, you know, it'll put me at +1. You know, a Bullet Punch and a Thunderbolt would be quite nice, I suppose, but then I wouldn't be threatening the Xerneas next turn. So maybe it's greedy. I'm expecting, okay, well, okay, so we got the Protect there, right? But had I known it was Kangaskhan coming in and not Salamence, because that meant the Swords Dance there is a little bit redundant. Yeah. I don't know. It would have been nice to Bug Bite there, but there was no way to know what he had in the back. So, he has to fake out my Scizor here. He has to. Thundurus is very bulky, so if he goes for a Dazzling Gleam, we might survive. Worst case scenario is my Thundurus goes down here, because then I've lost the Weather War. So I'm going to just Swagger the Xerneas. Yeah, I'm just going to Swagger the Xerneas. He goes for the... Oh, no! Ah. Well, there you go. Worst case scenario, Thundurus goes down. That was a prediction too far. I should have just gone for the Bullet Punch onto the Xerneas there. Maybe he felt like he'd already lost the game at that point. I don't know. I'm going to Ice Beam and Bullet Punch the Kangaskhan, thinking maybe he'll bring in the Groudon and protect his Xerneas here, just because he was so bold with it last turn. Yeah, maybe that really wasn't safe on my behalf. I protected the Scizor because I was really quite confident he would fake out the Scizor, and I didn't really want the fake out and Dazzling Gleam chip damage on my Scizor because I really shouldn't have done that. I don't know. I suppose, I mean, this Scizor, it is a Mega Scizor, it is really bulky. This Scizor is EV to survive, a +2 Fairy Aura, Dazzling Gleam and Moonblast. But with the fake out chip damage, maybe it wouldn't have survived that. But now he can just bring in his Groudon. I mean, or even just his Smeargle, to be honest. So yeah, I think okay, Smeargle comes in. I mean, Kyogre can survive one attack. Maybe we can try and freeze him or something. He didn't show fake out, did he? So I am going to actually Scald the Smeargle and try and Bullet Punch the Xerneas. Okay, he does actually have fake out. Okay. So the Smeargle goes down, at least. But I am expecting it is Groudon in the back. And if it is, we lose. Yay. It's Whimsicott in the back. Okay. Well, hold your horses then. Okay. So this just got a bit more interesting. If I Bullet Punch the Xerneas and he protects, what can his Whimsicott do to my Scizor? I am expecting a protect with the Scizor, with the Xerneas here, but unlike last turn, I'm not gonna try and be fancy about it and make a stupid move. So because he hasn't brought, I mean, I suppose he's maybe a bit worried bringing his Groudon here. Maybe he anticipates my Thundurus does have Hidden Power Water. I have got the Kyogre. You know, Kyurem is, I suppose, okay against Groudon. Maybe if it had Earth Power or something. So I can kind of see why he didn't bring the Groudon, but I don't know. If he's going to build his strategy around Xerneas, then I think maybe he did need to bring the Groudon just to, you know, check my Scizor a bit more. And he encores me into Bullet Punch. Well, there you go. I am flabbergasted that we actually won that game. So, phew. Thanks for watching this, guys. Tune in next time to see me jam my way through some games. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. You know, I hope you've enjoyed it. You know, please feel free to, you know, like and share it if you've enjoyed the video, if you think it deserves it. So, thanks a lot, guys. And goodbye for now. See you next time.